finally have one in the collection. Hi guys, Ian Tarrantula back for another video. Thanks for coming along. So finally have a adult female Harpactira pulchripes, and I am absolutely over the moon with it because it's one of my favourite tarantulas. I've had a male which I brought up from a sling, mature out, what was it, a few months ago now, which I sent off to Hadley from Fantastic Tarantulas. So he's going to breed that up with his female. But then Graham sent me a message saying he saw this pair for sale. So yeah, not only the female, but up here is a mature male. Now this guy is actually probably the biggest mature male Harpactira pulchripes I've ever seen, because generally they're usually really small, but this guy is actually quite large, as you can see from the size of him. The one I had was a lot smaller than this. I bought one to pair up with Graham's old female last year, and he was tiny compared to this one. So yeah, he's actually a really good size. So what we're going to do is we're going to get her housed into a permanent enclosure. Shout out to Graham from Back My Breedings for looking after this one for a little while. Had it posted to him while I was working, and obviously because of restrictions of everything, I haven't been able to go around and get it, but I just went and picked him up because I was in the area, so I just collected it from his. So yeah, so thank you to Graham. So let's get on and get her rehoused into a new enclosure. Okay, so I was going to use this plastic rub to house the female, but I thought to myself, well, this is one of my favourite tarantulas, so why am I going to put it in something that isn't going to show off its beauty? So I quickly made up this enclosure here. So this is a custom aquaria enclosure. Let me get rid of this one a minute. I'll put the dimensions of this up on the screen, but you know, it's a glass enclosure. It's got a glass lid, which is here, so you know, you'd be able to have, you know, much better observation of the spider. You know, considering it's such a beautiful tarantula, I thought, why put it in something I can't see? So yeah, so we got this one ready to go. So now we're going to get it in there. So because this actual enclosure is too wide to put into the enclosure, the new enclosure, to safely rehouse her, I'm going to have to get her into a catch cup and then put her into the new enclosure, because don't forget, this is an old world tarantula, so you don't want to get bitten by one, and they can be renowned to be pretty defensive as well. So you know, it's always best to be on the safer side of caution, because yeah, like I say, you know, you don't want to get bitten by these. So I'm going to try, and she's on the side at the moment, so what I'm going to try and do is poke her down so that she's on the substrate, so it's easier to cup her. So come on, gently poking her with a paintbrush so she goes down. At the moment she's showing no signs of aggression, which is good. Or defensiveness, shall I say. Not so much aggression, but obviously I'm poking her, so she's going to want to defend herself. So there, so she's on the substrate now, so I should be able to just pop a cup over the top of her, and if I can find, I'll use this. No, that's a bit too big. Might be alright. Just gently ease her up. Come on, sweetheart, it's okay. Come on. Onto the card. And there she is. So I'll salvage the water dish that was in there already, and I'll put that into the new enclosure. So let's bring the new enclosure around. So if you're wondering, guys, so the substrate I've used on this, there's a mix between just general topsoil. This is Westlands topsoil, nothing special. There's a bit of desert sand, which, you know, like reptile desert sand, and then I've mixed it up as well with a bit of Leo Life, just to give it a bit more colour to it, really, rather than just looking dull and brown. So what we're going to do now is pop the cup in, put it over the hide, and just simply back her up. Come on, sweetheart, it's okay. It's your new home. It's ever so gentle. Come on. It's okay. And there we go. Just as easy as that. So let's get a closer look of her in her new enclosure. So there we are, guys, all housed, and just going to let her settle in for a couple of days. The male that come with her has paired with her a couple of times already. But what I'll do is I'll give her a couple of days just to settle in, and then we'll go again with them. I absolutely adore this species, and it would be an absolute dream to be able to successfully breed them. But what a beautiful spider. So that's it from this video, guys. Thanks for coming along. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, leave a thumbs down. It doesn't matter to me. Comment if you've got one of these guys yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.